Welcome at our Ligna stage. So the next panel is about woodworking made easy. And the speakers are Mattia Mori and Raphael Prati from Biesse. So if you need a translation, you can use the headsets at the corner. Thank you and enjoy.
So, good morning, everybody, for those who are attending here, for those who are connected. We are here on behalf of the major woodworking companies that are taking care of a very interesting project. I think that the news here is the fact that the companies that are actually competitors on the markets join together for a greater value for the woodworking industry. And this is quite exceptional. It's something new, I would say, in the machining industry, not only in the woodworking machining industry, but globally. We're really here to define the new standards and to possibly simplify the production and the way of working of our customers. We're going to give you a highlight about woodworking made easy. This is the project where most of the companies have been involved in, both with a technical group taking care of all the technical aspects and the marketing group bringing these to life and bringing this to the greater audience, of course, our customers. I'm here with Mattia Mori, going to highlight how this is going to be an advantage on the machine side. Mattia is taking over the information and the details, the technical aspects developed by the engineers working on the project, trying to explain to the greater audience how this is going to be a benefit on the machine, from the machine side. So, thank you for being here. I think we can switch to the next slide. Yep, next one, please. What's the challenge? Basically, today, customers have the requirement, we're going through this digitalization, this is one of the major topics, and they sometimes, or most of the time, they need to connect machines from different manufacturers, from different brands, into the same network. In their factories, they're not having a single brand, they have multiple brands. And of course, without having a common interface and a common language, the process can require weeks to be developed. To make two different solutions interact can be very demanding, both from the manufacturer point of view, from the manufacturer of machines, but also from the customer point of view, when the customer is then using the machine. So how to overcome this challenge? You can go to the next slide, please. What we were thinking. Okay, the 7 woodworking machinery leaders have defined an actual standardized interface to connect all the woodworking machines together, machine to machine, and machines to the customer's manufacturing execution system. So the MES is also a challenge sometimes when you have to connect machines from different brands in order to have a global control of the production process. I was mentioning I'm here not as the Biesse Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, but I'm here as the chairman of the marketing group on behalf of the 7 woodworking machinery leaders that came together for the first time in order to put the interest of our customers at the forefront. Who are those customers in an alphabetical order? Biesse, Bürkle, HOMAG, IMA Schelling, SCM, Weber, and WEINIG. We really teamed together for a greater benefit, for the benefits of the woodworking ecosystem, and not to satisfy our own business objectives. We're doing that and we're playing that game on a different field. Here, and that's really something exceptional. Here, we're really thinking about the benefit of the woodworking industry, of the woodworking customers. Next slide, please. Of course, who are the major stakeholders? The woodworking associations, EMABOA, VDMA, and ACIMAL, who have actually facilitated the process. It's not easy to put around the table people coming from different companies. They were helping this to happen. UMATI, the community between the machine builders and customers that are actually supporting the project as well. Next one, please. Who are we targeting? We're targeting not only the big companies, who are probably the first ones that could understand the benefit of having machines from different manufacturers linked together. But they also have the capability, the greater companies, to do that connection, while it's more difficult and more challenging for the smaller companies. So that's a specific focus. We're not really looking at huge companies only. We're actually trying to bring, and I was talking about a woodworking ecosystem which includes a multitude of smaller companies that are extremely valuable, that are making the difference in many areas all around the world. So that's really, really important to help them to grow. Next slide. What about the concept? Yeah. Next one. The naming concept. When we were thinking about a way to explain what is easy about, we thought about defining a language, a new alphabet, a new way of communicating, in the same way as it happened many years ago when, for example, the Morse code was invented, or also with the Braille alphabet. There was a problem of communications in both of these situations, and they find at that time a new way of communicating. So trying to disrupt the barriers that were making the communication difficult. Next slide, please. So what are the key words behind the concept? Simplicity, cooperation, technology, mathematical approach, problem-solving approach. Everything that can be encompassed. Oh, thank you, that's great. So all these keywords can be summarized and, in one word, easy. And that's, okay, just to reveal why the name of the project. Because we really need to simplify what our customers are doing every day. What's easy? It's an open project. So it's not a specific interface. It's a project that brought together the companies to find a solution based on the OPC UA companion specification. Yeah. We had to find that common language and to apply that common language to the woodworking sector, which is quite peculiar. Yeah. So that's what we did together with the technical group. By the way, let me greet Ernst. He's just here today. He's the chairman of the technical group, Ernst Esslinger from HOMAG. And I'm really glad that you're here to support us. It's a team that worked to the project, and I really appreciate you being here. So what was the objective? Was to find a way to do what we usually do in our everyday life. For example, when we want to connect a printer to a PC. Today, you don't have to do any programming. It's just a plug-and-play aspect that we take into account, that we put in place. So in the same way, just as an example, if you want to connect a WEINIG automatic profiling machine to an SCM CNC machining center and just as easy add a Bürkle surface finishing system to the process. Through this, let's say, effort that we're making together, it's going to be possible. Today, it's not yet possible, but we're really making a lot of step ahead in order to make that possible soon. The benefits, we're trying to summarize this with numbers. An average of 10% increase in productivity because we're reducing costs, we're bringing more effectiveness. When you connect two items that are from two different brands, as I mentioned at the very beginning, it's not a plug and play today, so you have to do a lot of effort. This is going to be then definitely easier. And another very important benefit, which is maybe something surprising, but we really want to give the customers the possibility to choose any technology independently from the one they already have in their shop. So it's a way of granting to the woodworking customers the freedom to choose any brand and any technology. And believe me, this is quite disruptive, because who's actually making this possible are the 7 companies that are actually competing every day on the markets. But at the end, for the entire ecosystem, there's going to be an added benefit. So that's what we were looking at, and I think that's quite unique. As I mentioned, in any other sector, not in the machining sector or in other sectors, this is happening in the same way as it's happening here. That's just a quote from one of the people that have been involved in the project some time ago. To establish data exchange with reduced costs in a flexible way is very much needed for the industry, particularly for small and medium-sized company. That's Lukas Föhn from Innovation Manager, Borm Informatik in Switzerland, that was actually summarizing those benefits in a few words. But how it works? I will hand over the stage to Mattia. He's going to explain in simple words how this is actually working.
Thank you, Raphael. So, today we have a situation like this in which all the machine connects to MES, as Raphael said, to the cloud, to other machines, or to internal system of the customer in a different way. So this is a very complex, and so also we need a long time to interconnect all the machine, and also cost, because we have to identify the correct way to interconnect all the machine. So before going into details, in technical details, I just want to give to you some information, some definition that are inside the standard ISO 95. So as you can see, there are 5 levels. It's starting from the lower one, the sensor and signal, that the data that comes from the output of the machine, with a period that start from millisecond to microsecond. So the machine generate a lot of data, and we don't want to lose any of this data because are vital the data. All the factory has to use all the data that our machine produce. Not only the data are also generated from PLC. The PLC part is also quite important. And going up along the pyramid, also along this definition, we pass through the SCADA or HMI that has the aim to monitor and supervise everything on our production, passing the information to the MES. MES, the Manufacturing Execution System, as Raphael said, is a vital part of our industries, because thanks to MES, we are capable to control everything on the production. And all the data that born in the lower level are synthesized in the MES. At the top level, we have the level 4, the ERP or PLM part that not control only the factory, but also all the other stuff, such as the sales part, the HR, the order, the planning, whatever you want. Okay? So, what is the OPC UA approach? Why we need this? Because every part that we see before has its own OPC UA server. So, every part that generates data pass this data to the OPC UA server, control system, sensor controller, ERP, and so on, and send this data to the OPC UA communication protocol to the OPC UA client. And this data that can be stored locally or in a cloud are, as I said, vital for our customer. So it's so quite important to define how it works. This is a machine, no? Whatever machine you want or technology you want, because it's not quite important, because thanks to Easy, we use the same protocol and also the same words in order to transfer all this data to the VPN tunnel and then send this data to the OPC UA client or to Data Hub powered T-Mobile in this case, no, using another OPC UA client. At the end, we have to use this data using the dashboard that, for example, Umati shows all the data that we collect in order to show how we can use the data and how we can improve our production using the data that comes from our machine. This is the main goal, not only to interconnect the machine, but to let all our customers to use the data to improve their production and to save money at the end, okay? So this is let me say, a little bit complex slide, but we want to show you that you can choose for every of the layer that I showed you before. You can choose whatever you want. For example, for sensor controller or control system, you can choose Schneider Electric, Beckhoff, Siemens, KUKA that use OPC UA server in order to transfer the data. And also for HMI, they also Java, .NET, Python, Node.js using OPC UA as a protocol. At the end, we are working on this project because there are a lot of use cases that we have to cover, but we start from the first for one. So the first one, it's something that we can say it's easy, but months ago it's not possible to identify in the same way all the information, all the name in this case, and the serial number of each machine in the same way. Every producer of machine use different variables and different names, and it's impossible to interconnect in a correct way all the machines. The second one that is, I think, is quite important, the overview of machine states. All the different manufacturers use different names to identify states of the machine, and it's quite impossible to use that data in a very easy way. So we define a standard way to define all the states of the machines. The same is for messages, because a lot of messages come out from our machines, alarms, warnings, or information from interface or whatever you want, and we now map it to OPC UA all these events. So also in this case, all the messages are defined, and we define also a name for each one of these. At the end, all the data that we use, as I said, has to be used in order, for example, to calculate the OEE of your production or a single machine, and all the data that we retrieve with the same name, they can be used to calculate this KPI that at the end is used to improve your production, your processes. Another important thing is the cooperation with Umati. So the standard that we create for woodworking machine is not a standard that want to be maintained close inside the woodworking machine, but we want that the woodworking machine can dialogue and exchange information also from other machines of other industries, such as robot, tooling machine, air compressor, and Umati want to do that. So we have to identify data or a protocol that is the same for all the industries. So it's a very big project for Umati that also can make a live demonstration of all the data that we can retrieve using OPC UA as a communication protocol. And then, thanks to Umati, you can see everything that in the dashboard they can show. So, next step. First of all, you can download the component specification at the link. You can find it on the internet. And we are continuing to work in order to develop all the use cases that I showed you before. So the possibility to see the machine down, the other information that are more complex that we are working on to standardize all this information, because every machine is different. So it's a very difficult work to standardize everything, because in the history, all the the Biesse, SCM, HOMAG, IMA, etc., use different information inside their machine. So we have to work to standardize everything, I know. And of course, we don't want only to create a vertical integration between our machine and the system, the office system, such as MS, MES, or ERP, but we want to create the standard also between the machines, so a horizontal communication between the machine. That also this part is quite important.
Yeah, I think that this part is actually, sorry to interrupt you, Mattia, but I think this part is really what will make the difference in the future. And I know that there's a huge effort there in order to make that possible as the next step of the product itself.
Yeah, next step, yeah. So, I leave the word to you again.
Thank you. Yeah, just a few more slides. I won't take too much time. We were quicker than expected, but I think that anyway, I appreciate it when you're at a show. There is not a lot of time to do everything. But let me give you some highlights. You can know more about Easy here at the Future Square. We have a display area, and there are going to be people trying to give you some additional highlights. You'll find the brochures both in English and in German. You can find more about Easy directly on the booth of our companies. So that's just a list of where to find us. And there will be people like Mattia, like other people trying to help customers to understand the advantage of that project. There's a landing page available where you can find, of course, online the contacts and additional information. And I would suggest, just to know more about what's going on and to get updates, to follow Easy on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Let me just launch, as a conclusion of this presentation, a short clip which will summarize what we were discussing about, Mattia and myself, in the last 20 minutes. So the video should start in a few seconds. I hope the people in the backstage will help us.
Woodworking companies have always needed to integrate machines of different technologies and brands on their shop floor. All machines then required being integrated to the company's manufacturing execution system, managing the entire production line. This integration process demanded weeks of interface development, resulting in unnecessary costs and taking up engineers' time. Now, woodworking is made easy. With Easy, woodworking companies can easily choose any type of technology and just plug in. One standardized interface easily connects all machines one to the other and to the manufacturing execution system. No extra time needed to develop an interface. Just one plug-in, and our customers have total control of the production line, increasing productivity quickly and easily. Woodworking, made easy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mattia. Thank you all for being with us today. Let's keep in touch, follow us on our social media, and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Individual's competitive standpoint, woodworking made easy gave us the possibility.
Thank you very much. So, do we have any questions at the audience? No. Okay. Thank you. So we have a break till 1:40. Ah, okay. Maybe there's a. So I can give you my.
Yeah. Is there any end user of machines using Easy standard on a line already?
So the interconnection, like using Easy, is quite common in the market, because all our customers want that. So we have some customer, I follow some customer in Italy that use Easy as a communication protocol, and a lot of software houses want to use this communication protocol because it's quite easy not to interconnect everything using this communication protocol. Also, this customer that has to connect different productor machines, such as CNC SCM machine, another CNC from our side. They interconnect all the machine using this the easy and then the standard information. Of course, they use also all the other variables that we are working on. But okay, we are working on that. So in the future, in the next month, we can connect the machine using all the data that we can generate in a very easy way. Okay.
Sorry, I was rushing out of the stage, but if you have any other question, we're available here to answer you. Okay, thank you.